They say life isn't fair, and they're right. But I learned a long time ago, that's exactly what makes it beautiful. Because if life were fair, every weak man would stay comfortable, every quitter would get rewarded, and every excuse would have meaning. But it doesn't work that way. When life hits me, it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't care about my feelings, my fatigue, or my plans. It just comes. Unforgiving, unpredictable, relentless. And when that storm comes, I've got two choices: break, or become something unbreakable. See, most people wait for a fair world before they start fighting. They wait for support, for motivation, for the right conditions. But the truth? There is no right time. There's only right now. I didn't become who I am because I had perfect circumstances. Became who I am because I stopped waiting for life to treat me fair. I decided to build discipline out of chaos, strength out of pain, purpose out of suffering. There was a time when I hated waking up. Every day felt like a war I didn't sign up for. But somewhere along the way, I realized this is the war. This is life, and no one's coming to save me. So I stopped hoping. I stopped praying for an easier path. I started praying for a stronger back. I stopped saying, "Why me?" and started saying, "Try me." Because the second you accept that life isn't fair, you become free. Free from expectation, free from entitlement, free from waiting for things to change. You start becoming the change. When I was at my lowest, I made myself a promise. I'm not going to be another victim. I'm not going to blame the world for what it took from me. I'm going to use every scar as fuel, every failure as a weapon, every disappointment as a stepping stone. People ask me how I stay motivated. I don't. Motivation dies fast. What keeps me moving is obsession. The obsession with not being who I used to be. You see, the old me was lazy, soft, full of excuses. He ran from pain. He hid behind comfort. And one day I buried him. Every time I wake up, I remember that man, the one who quit, who doubted, who complained, and I make sure he never breathes again. Because comfort is the silent killer. It'll convince you that you're doing enough when you're not even close. It'll whisper, "You deserve a break," when you haven't earned one. That's why I live in the uncomfortable. That's where truth lives. When it's 4 a.m. and that alarm hits, that's where greatness is built. Not when the crowd's cheering, not when it's easy, but when no one's watching, and you still show up. The human mind, it's the most powerful and the most dangerous weapon you've got. Because if you can't control your mind, it will control you. It will justify your weakness, protect your comfort, and slowly kill your potential. So I decided to go to war with it. Every day, every rep, every second I breathe. You want to know what separates the strong from the weak? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's accountability. It's the ability to look yourself in the mirror and say, "I'm not enough yet." Most people lie to themselves. They dress their excuses as reasons. They hide from their reflection because deep down they know they could have done more. But me? I face it because pain doesn't scare me anymore. It made me who I am. When you embrace pain, it becomes your ally. When you run from it, it becomes your enemy. So I stopped running. I started chasing the things that scared me. I started seeking the struggle. Because every time I faced it, I found a new version of myself. You want growth? You want purpose? Then stop praying for peace. Pray for the kind of chaos that reveals who you really are. Life broke me down so many times I lost count. But every time it did, I rebuilt myself stronger. I built my confidence out of failure, my courage out of fear, my faith out of doubt. You can't fake resilience. You can't buy it. You earn it through blood, sweat, and tears. That's why I don't want an easy life. I want a life that tests me. I want a life that forces me to evolve. Because the harder it gets, the sharper I become. When people tell me I've changed, I smile, because that's the whole point. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to outwork the old version of yourself every damn day. But let me tell you something. Change is lonely. Discipline is lonely. Growth is lonely. Because most people don't understand it. They'd rather party, waste time, talk big, and do nothing. But I don't live for them. I live for that silent satisfaction that comes from doing what others won't. There's a freedom in being obsessed. Because once you stop caring about being liked, you start becoming dangerous. Not to others, but to your own limitations. Used to think success was about proving people wrong. Now I know it's about proving myself right. And every day I wake up, I remember one truth. I'm not promised tomorrow, so I better make today count. When the world doubts me, I let them. When they talk, I stay silent. Because noise doesn't build character, discipline does. Every rep, every mile, every painful breath, that's my resume. That's my story. I've been broken, I've been defeated, I've been ignored, but I never quit. And that's why I'm still standing. Life isn't fair. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to challenge you, humble you, and force you to grow. So I stopped wishing for mercy and started demanding more from myself. Because if you can survive unfair, you can survive anything. This isn't motivation. This is war. A war against weakness, against fear, against the voice that says, you can't. And every time that voice whispers, I smile. Because that means I'm right, where I need to be. I don't chase happiness anymore. I chase greatness. And greatness doesn't care about feelings. It only cares about work. When you get tired, remember why you started. When you feel alone, remember who you're becoming. And when the pain gets unbearable, remember, that's where transformation lives. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't owe you anything. It's your responsibility to build something out of the unfair. So if you ever ask me how I keep going, the answer's simple. I stopped negotiating with weakness. I stopped asking for easy. I started demanding impossible. Because when you demand the impossible long enough, you start becoming it. You see, somewhere along the way, I realized something powerful. The real battlefield isn't out there. It's in here, inside your mind. That's where the war begins. And that's where most people lose before they even start. You can train your body all you want, but if your mind is weak, you're finished. That's why I built mine to be bulletproof. Because when life tries to break you, it doesn't attack your body first. It attacks your belief. It whispers, you can't. And the second you believe that lie, you're done. So I stopped listening. I stopped negotiating with weakness. I stopped waiting for motivation. Because motivation fades, discipline doesn't. Discipline is a decision. It's a choice you make when no one's watching. It's what separates the great from the average. It's what turns pain into power. Every morning when I wake up, I ask myself one question. What am I willing to suffer for today? Because the truth is, everything has a price. You want strength? You pay with pain. You want peace? You pay with struggle. You want greatness? You pay with every piece of your soul. And most people don't want to pay that. They want the reward without the sacrifice. They want comfort and progress in the same breath. And that's not how this game works. You either suffer now, or you suffer forever. So I learned to love the suffering. I learned to make pain my home. When everyone else runs from it, I run toward it. Because pain is honest. Pain doesn't lie. It doesn't care who you are. It just shows you what you're made of. When I was broken, when I was out of breath, when I had nothing left, that's when I found out who I really was. Because comfort hides your weaknesses, pain exposes them. And when you see your weaknesses, you have a choice. You can run from them, or you can kill them. Every day I wake up and go to war with mine. People call me crazy. They say I take it too far, but that's because they've never felt what it's like to be free. Free from excuses, free from limits, free from that little voice that says, you can't. I don't need permission anymore. I don't need validation. I don't need anyone to believe in me, because I believe in me, and that's all I'll ever need. See, there's something powerful that happens when you stop chasing approval. You start chasing purpose. And purpose doesn't come from winning. It comes from becoming. I used to think greatness was about trophies, medals, recognition. But now I know, greatness is silent. It's built in the dark. It's built in those moments when nobody sees you, nobody claps for you, and nobody cares. You build it when you push through the pain that breaks everyone else. That's where greatness lives, in the unseen. When I look back, every scar tells a story. Not a story of defeat, a story of survival. Every time life knocked me down, I stood up with more fire. Every time I failed, I learned how to bleed better. I don't fear failure anymore. Failure is my teacher. It's my mirror. It shows me exactly what I need to fix. Most people quit right before they learn who they could have been. They quit when it gets hard, when it gets lonely, when it gets real. But those moments, that's where the real growth hides. That's where your soul gets tested. So I stopped quitting. I stopped expecting easy. I started demanding more from myself than anyone ever could, because I'm not here to survive. I'm here to dominate. When the pain gets worse, I remind myself, this is the price of freedom. Every rep, every mile, every bruise, it's a receipt for greatness. And when it feels unbearable, when I can't breathe, when I want to stop and I remember the old me, the man who ran from pain, the man who hid behind comfort, and I say, never again. You can't build a new life with the same mindset that destroyed the old one. So I tore mine down, piece by piece, and rebuilt it from scratch, brick by brick, failure by failure, pain by pain. And every day, I remind myself I'm not done, because the moment you think you've arrived, that's when you start dying. You want to know what real peace is? It's not found in comfort. It's found in the chaos you've learned to control. It's waking up every morning with a purpose that burns so hot it drowns out fear. It's knowing you could quit, but you won't. It's standing tall in the face of hell and saying, bring it. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how many times I fall, because every time I get back up, I kill another weakness inside me. People think I love pain. I don't. I love who I become through it. I love the clarity it brings. Because pain strips away the lies. It removes the noise. It shows you the truth, the raw, ugly, beautiful truth. That's why I keep going when my body screams to stop. Because I know somewhere inside that pain, a stronger version of me is being born. I'm not chasing happiness anymore. Happiness is fragile. Purpose is unbreakable. When you live with purpose, pain becomes part of the process. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every challenge you face, every heartbreak, every failure, it's shaping you for what's next. So when life hits me now, I don't flinch, I don't cry, I smile, because I've trained for this. I've been through worse, and I know the harder it gets, the more I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. The truth is, you'll never be ready. You'll never feel like you've got it all figured out. You just start, scared, unprepared, unsure, and you fight through. That's what living really is. It's not about having control. It's about having courage. Courage to face the storm. Courage to get back up. Courage to keep walking, even when you can't see the path. And every step you take, every breath you fight for, is proof that you're still in the game. I don't care how many people doubt me. I don't care how long it takes. Because I've made peace with one thing. I will die before I quit. You can take my comfort, my sleep, my energy, but you'll never take my will. That's mine. That's what makes me unbreakable, because being unbreakable isn't about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's about standing tall even when everything inside you says, stay down. So if you ever see me bleeding, sweating, struggling, know this. I'm exactly where I want to be, because pain is the price of purpose, and I'm all in. When people see me now, they see strength, but what they don't see is the war that built it. The sleepless nights, the broken bones, the failures, the loneliness, the tears. That's the real story. And if I could go back, I wouldn't change a thing, Because every wound, every scar, every breakdown was a gift. It showed me who I really am. Life isn't fair. It's not supposed to be. But it's in that unfairness that you find greatness. Because if it were easy, everyone would have it. So I say thank you to the pain, the struggle, the loneliness, the doubt. You made me. You forged me. You turned me into something I never thought I could become. And that's the beauty of it. Well, you don't need a perfect life to create a powerful one. You just need the courage to keep fighting. So when that war inside your head begins, remember who you are. Remember why you started. And remember this, no one's coming to save you. It's always been you versus you. And when that battle begins, make sure you win. You think it's over just because you crossed the line. You think the war ends because you said enough? That's where most people stop, right at the edge of greatness. But I don't stop there. I live there. Because that edge, that razor-thin line between quitting and conquering, that's where the real ones are made. Every time you think you've given everything, your body's lying to you. Your mind's lying to you. You've got 60% left in the tank, but only the savages ever find it. That's what separates us. You talk about motivation. I talk about obsession. You talk about balance. I talk about domination. You talk about comfort. I talk about war, because that's what life really is. War, not with others, with yourself. With the version of you that wants to stay average. With that weak voice that whispers, "You've done enough." Every time I hear that voice, I smile because I know I'm in the right place. If you're not hearing that voice, you're not pushing hard enough. Pain is the universal language of progress. Everybody bleeds, but only a few understand that the blood means you're alive, that the burn means you're becoming. When I run till my legs go numb, when I can taste blood in my throat, that's when I meet the real me. That's when I shake hands with the man who doesn't quit, and that handshake, that's the contract. No turning back, no excuses, no mercy. You can't half commit to greatness. You can't kind of want it. You either breathe it or you don't. I remember when I had nothing, no strength, no purpose, no plan, just pain. And I decided that if pain was all I had, then pain was all I'd need. I turned it into fuel. I let it burn through every excuse, every weakness, every limitation. You don't need easy. You need purpose. You need something that scares the hell out of you. Something that forces you to evolve or die. When the alarm hits, I don't ask if I'm ready. I get up. Because readiness is a trap. You'll never be ready for war. You just fight anyway. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers wait for the perfect conditions. Doers create them. Every drop of sweat, every second of suffering. That's your down payment on the life you said you wanted. And if you're not paying that price daily, don't cry when the bill comes due. I don't care how far you've fallen. I don't care what you've lost. If you're still breathing, you've still got ammo left. Load it. Fire again. Reload. Fire again. You're not out of the fight until you quit. And I don't quit. That's my advantage. That's my weapon. While you're sleeping, I'm grinding. While you're talking, I'm bleeding. While you're dreaming, I'm doing. Because I'm not chasing validation. I'm chasing legacy. And legacy doesn't care how tired you are. It only remembers how far you were willing to go. You see, I don't want a life that's easy. I want a life that's earned. I want to look back and know every scar was worth it. So when the world throws chaos at me, I smile because I've been trained for chaos. I've made a home in the fire. You can't scare a man who's already walked through hell and came out hungry. You can't break a man who's already been broken 100 times and rebuilt stronger. That's the difference between me and them. They chase comfort. I chase pain because I know what pain gives me. Clarity, confidence, conviction. Every rep, every run, every failure, it's sharpening me like a blade. And the sharper I get, the quieter I become. Because real power doesn't need to shout. It moves in silence. You don't become unstoppable overnight. You build it one decision at a time. Every yes to pain, every no to weakness, every time you refuse to quit, you're stacking bricks. And one day, you look around and realize you built a fortress no fear can enter. That's what I live for. That's what this is about. So when I say stay hard, I'm not talking about ego. I'm talking about survival. I'm talking about the mental armor you forge when life hits you again and again, and you refuse to fall apart. Stay hard means stay ready, stay dangerous, stay disciplined, stay obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself, not for applause, but because you owe it to the person you used to be. You owe it to the kid who believed in something. You owe it to the warrior inside who refuses to die quietly. So when that pain hits, embrace it. When that voice says stop, drown it out. When the world doubts you, thank them for the fuel. Because every doubt, every insult, every setback, it's proof that you're still in the fight. And as long as you're in the fight, you're still alive. So get up, tie your shoes, lock, and go to war with your weakness again. This is your life. This is your battlefield. And the only way out is through. There are no shortcuts. There is no magic. Only suffering and the strength that comes from it. So, stop waiting for peace. Start earning it. Because when you've suffered enough, when you've fought enough, when you've bled enough, peace finds you. That's the secret they don't tell you. It's not about escaping the pain. It's about owning it, commanding it, turning it into your greatest weapon. And when you do, when you master that fire, nothing can touch you. You become the storm. You become the standard. You become the one they can't kill, can't stop, can't break. And when it's all said and done, when they ask how you survived, tell them the truth. I didn't survive. I adapted. I evolved. I became something different. That's the goal. Not to live easy, but to live evolved. To live unbreakable. To live with so much discipline that even death has to wait its turn. Because when that final day comes, and my body gives out, and the clock hits 0, I'll smile, because I know I left nothing. Not a drop of effort, not a second of potential.